Hi folks, Father Bill here, welcome back to the channel. About a week and a half ago, a young man asked me a very interesting question. He said to me, Father, if God created us, human beings, right, and all the various gifts that we have that he gave to us, such as the gift of reason, he said, does that mean we can know or discover God's existence through the use of human reason alone? It's a really good question. And the short answer to that question is yes, of course we can. Now look at everybody, we don't have to be a certifiable genius to realize this truth. I mean, for example, think of the times you saw a really beautiful sunset or an extraordinary mountain landscape, because I can remember the first time back in 2007, I think, when I stood on top of the Zugspitze mountain in southern Germany, in the Bavaria, above the Alps, and just being wowed by the mountain ranges and the immensity of it, and of course the blankets of snow. Extraordinary scenes. Or the times, friends, when we saw the sunset on a beautiful beach, for example, or indeed spectacular woodlands, where the autumn sun shines through various aspects and illuminates little patches of woodland under the trees. Or indeed, I can remember even the first time I saw the pictures from Hubble Space Telescope of the nebulas and the various galaxies that were light years away when I was a child in my first book of space. Really, I never forgot that image. And everybody, what's the one thing every single human being has in common in those moments? We all say, wow, that is so beautiful. And sometimes I think we're even lost for words. Human words, they can't really describe what we're feeling and indeed what we're seeing with our own eyes, just such as the beauty and the immensity of it. And straight away, everybody, we get an inkling into the truth that our universe is both ordered and it's beautiful. That this order and this beauty, it points beyond itself the whole time. I mean, St. Augustine once said, the beauty of the earth, the beauty of the sea, the beauty of the sky. He says their beauty is a profession. These beauties, they're subject to change, as we all know. But who made them, if not the beautiful one, who is not subject to change? And friends, I think we can get also a sense of this otherness inside ourselves, within our consciences in particular. I mean, think about it. As human beings, we are able to perceive truth. What's truthful, what's beautiful, and indeed we can even know intrinsically what is good. I mean, we all intrinsically know that we shouldn't commit evil acts, for example. And see, there we can begin to see the emergence of the natural law. And by developing, everybody, this simple path of reason and discernment, essentially, we can get to know God. I mean, this is a very basic teaching of the church, that God can be known with great certainty from the created world by the light, the natural light, I should say, of human reason. And yes, this path alone obviously has limits, okay? It doesn't take a genius to recognize this path has limits. Because our minds, they can't perceive the whole truth of God by reason alone. I mean, like I said at the beginning, we often fall short of trying to explain beauty and truth and goodness by use of human words. God's mystery is much bigger. And see, everybody, we also live in a world in which our good appetites and senses can be easily impacted by what the church calls original sin. They can be easily distorted. And that's obviously going to colour our perception of truth, of beauty, and indeed as morality. I mean, as history unfortunately testifies far too often. It's why, everybody, we stand in need of being enlightened by God's revelation. In other words, reason alone is not sufficient. It can help us discover God's existence, yes, but it will not reveal what God is actually like. So friends, truth, beauty, goodness, all of these things, they point to something beyond themselves. Right? That these things have an author and an origin. They point to something that is itself ultimate beauty, ultimate order, and indeed the fullness expression of truth and morality. Essentially, everybody, we're able, through reason, through our own use of reason, to see signs of God's existence in this world and in creation. And look, the last thing I would say is that the fact that the church clearly teaches this, that beauty, truth, morality all come from God, He who is their fullest expressions. So when we think about it, when we exclude God from our lives, and indeed culture, well then logically it follows that truth, beauty and morality, they become distorted and it can be easily twisted, which is, I think, one of the issues we're facing today in our world. So friends, God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.